Oh my goodness. I know. Fucking scaredy cat over here, afraid of a little bit of rain.
I know. That's your thunder buddy, dude.
This is my yeah, everybody needs their thunder buddy. This is true. No thunder. We haven't had any thunder yet. It's just rained. So I don't know what she's all upset about.
Preemptive.
Maybe it was I was gone for 4 days. Maybe she was upset about that. You know,
little separation anxiety, little sep angst.
Oh, that's what we're gonna call. Is that what we're calling it now?
Yeah,
Sep
you know,
angst.
that's how we stay relevant and cool. We abbreviate things.
Is that what Gen Z is saying? Is that what Gen Alpha is saying?
No,
that's
off the cuff.
The cuff.
That's a original.
So speaking of cats, we need to have a discussion about the cosplay community for a moment.
Let me hear it.
So I was at GenCon. That's why I was gone for 4 days. If you listened to the last episode, you would know this. I was riding solo, did a lot of Magic events. We'll get into that soon. But the cosplay parade that's on Saturday, a lot of great cosplays. People look great. A lot of good stuff. Okay, Obviously some of it was a bit cringe. That's just, it's the nature of the beast.
Yes.
Totally fine. Okay.
Yep.
I've gone to Gen Con for several years now, and though they've always existed at Gen Con, they've been much more subdued. But the furries were out in full force this weekend. Okay?
Odd.
And they kept finding me.
You think that would have been more of a Bloomborough thing?
Right. So my one recourse was all the cosplay stuff was going on in the convention center, so that's basically where the vast majority of cosplayers were, and then Lucas Oil was where most of the Magic events were happening, so I was able to like separate myself. But obviously you want to go to the convention. Yeah. You want to go. I had cards to trade in. I had vendor booths to check out. I had artists to sign things. There was a lot to be done there. And on Saturday, I go to the bathroom. I walk out of the bathroom, and who is walking into the bathroom but this pod of 6 furries. Full suit, full head, like full furry.
A full pack.
Full up. A pack of furries, yes. I'm like, oh, this is awful. I hate this.
Right.
I turn to the left, and then what do I see? A separate, different pack of furries. 4 of them. Now, objectively speaking, the outfits, very well made. Okay?
Good.
A little bit of stank coming off the ones that walked by me, I will say. Because we all know they're fucking in the suits. They're
yeah, you gotta be.
There's no way they're not, quite frankly.
And even if you aren't, look, if you seal yourself in a suit for more than 3 to 4 hours a day, I'm sorry, it's gonna have a little bit of a waft. It's gonna have a little bit of an odor.
It was wafting, and it was awful. And there was a second pack of furries to the left. Okay, there were 4 of them. And
so you're surrounded by furries.
Surrounded by furries. And you want to know the most offensive thing about the furries?
Sure.
All 4 of them were facing my direction and posing for a bunch of people that were trying to take pictures with the furries. Like, so obviously I go about face and go to the right, walking away from all the furries. As you do, okay? Wasn't the direction I was intending, but I was gonna, okay, I'll go to the Hall H where like the Magic stuff used to be, and there's like all the tables for the wargaming and like Altered TCG and like Riftbound was doing some stuff they haven't released yet, sure. All that kind of stuff, I go over there. I get depressed that the welcome decks are regular welcome decks and not the Spiderman welcome decks like San Diego Comic-Con had. I'm still upset.
God.
And then as I'm talking to the guy about the welcome decks and why they weren't there, who comes up behind me?
The pack.
The
pack
pack of
is
the
back.
4 that were taking the goddamn pictures followed me. They followed me. And I was talking to the Magic guy, and to the right, they were talking to the D&D guy. And I said, thank you so much, I need to go now. And then walked away again, this time into the convention hall.
Okay.
Peruse some booths, make a long distance. I go over to the Dragon Shield booth, I get some sleeves. They had a con exclusive one. They looked very pretty. Grabbed some
Nice.
sleeves. Okay. I'm looking at a t-shirt booth. And yet again,
They're stalking you, dude.
for a third time, the same pack of furries, they go to the same shirt booth and are looking at shirts.
That's
I-
just them stalking their prey.
At that point, I ran to Lucas Oil Stadium because I was done. I was done. You might think that this is a story that I'm exaggerating because, haha, ooh, Connor doesn't like furries all that much. He's a little bit creeped out by them. Haha, funny. No, it was literally the same group of 4. And at the first instance and at the t-shirt booth, people were asking to take pictures with them.
Yeah.
Well, fuck me,
They're
guess,
popular.
right? Like, I guess I'm a hater, you know?
I mean, everyone's a little bit of a hater.
So that was, like, the most offensive thing that happened to me at GenCon.
Well, I mean, if that's the most
But-
offensive thing, it's a good trip.
The food lines, of course, way too long.
Always.
Gotta pick
That's
your
a
battles.
It's a con thing.
Gotta pick your battles there, but
Yep.
we make do. Okay, you gotta throw snacks in the bag just in case. Everything was fine. But I'm gonna go down the list of stuff that I did, because a lot of it was really fun. The first thing I did the day I got there, walked around the convention hall just to get the vibe of the whole thing. Partook in a Mystery Boosters 2 draft, which was very, very fun.
It
Okay.
looked really fun.
It was a very fun time. I curated like an Is It Spellslinger list. I got some pretty good hits. Nothing too crazy out of the Mystery Boosters pack. Nobody had a foil, unfortunately. Went 2-1. Did pretty fine. Okay.
Did you get one of them custom cards?
Every pack comes with a playtest card.
Yeah. Yep. Did
And
you end up playing yours this time?
I played all 3 of mine, actually.
Nice.
I had, because I was Is It Colors, I had an Is It Land that it was an adventure. It was an adventure land from Final Fantasy. It was a playtest
Nice.
of an adventure land, basically. So it was a land, and then it also could have been a spell. And then I think I had like Heart of the Duelist, which is like the Yu-Gi-Oh reference because I thought it was silly.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I thought it was silly. And I can't remember what the third one was, but I did run all 3 in my deck. I knew
Probably
that.
Blue Eyes White Dragon.
I don't think that was a playtest card.
Exodia.
Swords of Revealing Light.
Yeah.
What if they just started putting Yu-Gi-Oh cards in?
I mean, they're just playtesting them. They're just playtesting them. It's okay.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. I would love that. Ended up getting 2 Planeswalkers, which was crazy. I got a Ral, Conduit, and then I got Dak Faden. Played both of those. So, like, I was wheeling and dealing. I was very low on the creature count, but it was just like draw a bunch of cards, a lot of direct damage spells, just fuck around, find out. It was a good time.
Card draw will get you there 99% of the time.
That is true. Ended the night and started the morning of the next day, and pretty much every day that I was able to. I missed one morning because I slept in too much. Mini Masters. For those of you that don't know, Mini Masters is, I don't know if this is a pastime only thing, pastime events. They were putting on all the Magic events in partnership with Wizards of the Coast. They do the very first event of the morning an hour before the hall opens, and then the very last event of the night after the hall closes, an hour after the hall closes, are their Mini Masters event. You get a pack of the most recent set. In this case, it was Edge of Eternities. You open that up, and then you take the token out, and you shuffle that with 15 basic lands, 3 of each land. You play a single elimination game of Magic with the person across from you. If you win, you get a second pack to shuffle in, and then you play a second game. If you win the second game, you get a third prize pack. So at worst case scenario, you are getting 1 pack. Best case scenario, you are getting 3 packs. The wonderful thing about Mini Masters is it was completely free.
Oh, that's
to
awesome.
participate.
Yeah.
So if you were willing to get there in the morning and stay to the end of the night, you would at least get 2 free packs a day of Edge of Eternities. I ended up winning all of my first games and won all but 2 of my second games. So I got a fuckload of packs for free.
So what'd you rip?
0 Shocklands. Mm-hmm. And I ripped the Earthros at a Mini Masters event.
Okay, okay.
The Tolarian Academy Planet Land.
The good one.
The good one. I made a short about it. You can find it on all of the things. If you are at an event and you are willing to get up or stay late and do a Mini Masters, highly recommend, because it's just free packs and it's fun Magic. It was the one event of the whole weekend where I was like, fuck it, let's go. No sleeves, no playmat. I got like nothing out. It was just like, that has a +1/+1 counter on it. And then I'd rip a piece of the pack wrapper and put that, and I'm like, there's +1/+1 counter. Like,
yeah, really
shit
just
like
out
that,
there roughing
you know?
it, going back
Like,
to the old school days.
full kitchen table childhood Magic.
Yeah.
The big event that I partook in the weekend was one of the Regional Championship Qualifier preliminaries that they were hosting. It was a Tarkir sealed. We got 6 packs. Ended up building a bad Mardu list. Lost my first match. Lost my second match, but the second match guy was like way nicer and way cool. His name was Anthony. And he was like, let me see the rest of your...
Anthony.
He was the man. He ended up in the top 8 for that preliminary, by the way.
Well, there you
and,
go.
And the guy that I lost to in the first round ended up in the top 8 too. Fuck that guy. He was kind of a dick. But Anthony helped me. He like massaged my list quite a bit. You can't change your starting deck, but your entire pool is your sideboard. So I basically sleeved up 9 cards to sideboard in. Third game, I ended up winning because the guy never showed up.
We take those.
We take those. Fourth game, fourth match, I won, losing, winning in the best of 3. So barely lost with my original deck, sideboarded in, and then was fairly dominant. Okay.
Yeah.
During
Don't call
all
it a
of
comeback.
Don't call it a comeback. During all of this, I don't know if you're familiar with this person. Her name is Nicole Tipple. Okay. She's on the Pro Tour. She's young. She was on. She was on a Shuffle Up and Play with the Professor.
And I know who she is now.
Yeah, she was at that RCQ. I ended up playing my first game, sat right next to her, and then she was playing the guy who I ended up playing in the 5th round. After I lost very handily the first round very quickly, and their match was over as well. Her pool wasn't so great. And they started playing Modern, and I was like, do you guys care if I like look over your shoulders, see your hands, that kind of... They were like, yeah, totally. Robert Hayes is part of a Magic team as well, and he's not on the Pro Tour, but he's places very high in a lot of events.
Okay.
Primarily, he and Nicole play Modern. So they were like playtesting Modern. He was putting in the new... Pinnacle something from Edge of Eternities. It's the Is It Rare that's got warp for 1. Whenever you play an artifact, you make a 1/1 drone. He was
as
doing
long as it's not the red land.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And he he was playtesting like modern Is It Affinity basically, and she was playtesting Esper Blink, and they were just going back and forth, and I was talking to them about that. Had a lot of conversations with Robert, had a little bit of talking with Nicole, but she was kind of like locked in and like hanging out with her friends. I didn't want to bother her.
Right. You don't.
They were both super nice and very, very polite when I was asking really dumb questions and stuff. They also told me how the day before they were playing the Secret Lair Spectacular Modern event that was going on there. Mm-hmm. Top 32 there got Secret Lair Spectacular promo Questing Druids. Top 32. Okay. That card's $200 on TCG Player. And there were 31 people entered the event.
So everybody got one.
Top 16 got non-foil Lightning Bolt Secret Lair promos that are, and I shit you not, $700 a piece. And then top 8 had chances at foil ones, in addition to their non-foil ones, that are worth even more than that.
Oh.
So they were talking about how the prizing was so fucked that they were like, she was like, I basically dropped after the first round and I didn't care because I got my promo.
Yeah, I was excited. Just think, that could have been you.
And this is what I'm getting at. This is what I'm getting at, okay? There was one other slot open. I could have gotten dead last and got the fucking Questing Druid, but I don't have a modern deck.
You could have registered a standard deck. It doesn't matter.
Robert, I don't have one of those either.
You could have went around and bought some cards. You could have figured this out. You could have been like, look, it's the shittiest $60 deck, 60 card deck you've ever seen.
He looked at me and he said, dude, you could have just put together a sealed deck from the random shit you opened here and shown up and gotten a Questing. I was like, fuck. No. And the entry fee was like $100. Like, it's not cheap to participate.
Right, there you go. Never mind.
But you get a $200 promo, you flip that at a booth for like $130, you're up $30, and you could have dropped before the first round.
Yeah, that's a whole box.
It was the whole thing, and it put in perspective, like, okay, I should put together a $100 modern burn list.
Yeah.
I should
just something to, keep that thing on you.
Exactly. There was a Pauper Championship going on, and I was like, oh, I should put together that Rakdos Madness Pauper deck that looks really interesting just to have. I need to just have these decks on standby for this shit.
Yeah. I've been wanting to get into Pauper. I've wanted to build Pauper Affinity.
Right? Pauper Affinity is like fucked. It's awesome.
Yeah. Well, mostly just because it uses Frogmite, and I love Frogmite as a card, so
there's a lot of cool shit you can do in Pauper right now. So, we get all of that to be said, the event was very fun. People were very nice. I got to meet some really interesting people.
Some legends.
I don't know about legends. They're new. They're pretty cool. Nicole.
I was going to say Nicole's a legend.
Nicole's legend in the making. Quite frankly, she's wonderful. Yeah. She was super wonderful. And Robert Hayes, who I was paired with in round 5, he was like, "Hold on, before we start," and he pulled up the standings and he started like going through the points. And he was like, all right, so if we draw, we would each get a point, and we would probably end up like 12th, like 13th, 15th, and top 16 have the increased prizing. And I looked at him and I was like, are you offering me a draw? Are you saying we should draw? And he's like, yeah. I was like, all right. And then we shook, and then we both put in 0-0 for our record, and we both guaranteed ourselves top 16, which means we went from 9 prize packs to 18 prize packs, and a promo of Shoot the Sheriff, Secret Lair promo, Shoot the Sheriff. It's like $5. It's not listed on TCG Player yet, so like,
ooh,
that's pretty cool.
Little exclusive.
Yeah. So that was by far, I think, the most enlightening event. Mm-hmm. My original list, I was getting a little bit too greedy with my mana base, and I was like just trying to play. I wasn't building my deck smartly. Okay, and I've learned from that. The most fun I had was the Gavin Verhey Unknown event, because Gavin is like the coolest, chillest dude. He was walking around talking to literally anybody that wanted to talk to him. Some of the playtest cards.
And you invited him to be on the podcast.
And he said no. I did not. I was not going to be that person at all. Okay. He did comment on my TikTok, though, that I made about the Gavin Verhey Unknown event, so that was really cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So he was super cool. The Unknown event in question, you get 6 packs of something you're not told beforehand, and the format is something, and you're not told beforehand. And then you also get a collection of 10 of the Gavin playtest cards. These are not like the cards you find in Mystery Boosters. These are literally basic lands where he and his team put stickers on them of like con exclusive playtest cards.
Hell yeah.
So I think half of the cards that he brought for GenCon were like from the last Magic Con and that kind of stuff, and then half of them were exclusive to this GenCon. And I think he pulls a couple of them from GenCon over and over again. Mm-hmm. One of them is Genevieve, which is the name of the dragon that's the mascot of GenCon. I ended up getting Genevieve. I got him to sign that, and I got him to sign my playmat that I got from Cool Stuff Inc. as well.
Nice. Shout out.
That event was so fun. 3 packs of Edge of Eternities, 3 packs of Mystery Boosters 2, and the 10 playtest cards. You can pick any legend from amongst them, make a 60-card commander deck, ignoring color identity entirely. And if you pulled dupes, you can play multiple cards. It was literally everything you have, doesn't fucking matter.
Nice.
I ended up playing Genevieve, which is a 5-color, 5-mana dragon that cares about the party mechanic from Baldur's Gate.
So fitting.
Because, of course. And at the beginning of combat, when you enter combat, you roll a dice that the size is dependent on the number of party members you have. So, like, if you had 1 party member, it'd be a D4, and then a D8, and then a D12, and then a D20.
Gotcha.
And the result you get is treasures.
That's crazy.
I know, totally busted, and there's a reason it's a playtest card.
Right.
So I played just all of the mana fixing that I had in my pool. Any Edge of Eternities card that referenced a lander token. And then as many high mana bombs as I could get. I had a playtest card that was Emrakul and Chatterfang.
Yeah.
And it was protection from non-squirrels, and when it enters, you make 15 1/1 Squirrel Eldrazi tokens, and, like, fucked shit, okay?
Yeah. How'd you do in that event?
Won the first game, lost the second game, won the third game, and everyone was, like, just being silly and goofy and having a fun time. Super nice. Ended up opening an Arenas card in one of my Mystery Boosters pack, the Tenacious Pup. It was a $30 one.
Okay.
So it wasn't, like, crazy. I ended up trading that in and, like, got some, like, Shocklands and shit.
Yeah.
The guy next to me pulled the Oracle of the Alpha. That's an Arena card that when it enters, it makes the power 9 and you shuffle it into your deck.
Oh, yeah.
That card's expensive.
Yes, it is.
And when Gavin was, like, walking around, he was like, hey, I pulled an Oracle of the Alpha and I'm making power 9. Can you help me? And Gavin was like, sure. And he started pulling up basic lands and started writing on them Mox Emerald and then, like, initialed and signed each one. So
such a sweetheart.
Official power 9 proxies from Gavin Verhey. By far the most fun I had at the event. If you have the opportunity to do a Gavin Verhey Unknown event, highly recommend. The last few things, traded in a whole bunch of bulk and a bunch of rares to Cool Stuff Inc. I got a Cool Stuff Inc. playmat that was a GenCon exclusive that looked really pretty. Gavin signed it. And then I got some shocks and some fetches and just, like, some playable shit that I wanted.
Yeah. Just some good shit.
Earlier today, before recording, I recorded opening all of the 18 prize packs that I got from the RCQ. And this is the one that I've been, like, teasing you on. I haven't told you yet in our little pre-show conversations.
Titillating.
Pulled 2 Shocklands, Breeding Pool and Stomping Ground. I told you that.
Yep.
Corey Steelcutter at home.
Oh, okay.
In, like, the fancy full art.
Yeah.
The next pack, Corey Steelcutter at home. The regular.
Okay.
Pulled a Mana Confluence.
All right, let's go.
Pulled a regular Endstone.
Still great.
All good things.
Yeah.
All good things. And then just kind of a smattering of like $2 to $10 rares and then, like, a whole bunch of bulk shit. Yeah. But the Cosmogrands, the Corey Steelcutter at home, white creature, those are $20 a piece.
Ooh.
Mana Confluence, $20, non-foil. Yep. Like, I was pretty happy with the pulse.
Got some hits.
I got some pretty good hits.
Yeah.
Especially considering they were handed to me because I participated in a $60 event where they gave me 6 packs already. So,
just no.
Give me the cards. Give me the cards.
Give me the cards.
Highly recommend. Would do again. Very good. All right. So Wyatt, you're coming with me next year, yeah?
Yep. I'm preparing.
Excellent. That'll make the hotel a lot cheaper. So let's get into the shit that people actually care about, so that I'll stop gushing about GenCon and fear mongering about furries for now.
Right.
I will fear monger again. I will not be ashamed about it.
No.
And it probably
no
will
shame.
be about furries again. So let's talk about the fucking suffocating oppressive heat that we are experiencing. Okay.
Okay.
Not the humidity, not the temperature in the air, which is also oppressive.
Yes.
And suffocating.
Yeah.
But instead the fact that we can't even get through pre-release into a release of a core Magic set before we start getting dumped with all the shit from the next set.
I love Spider-Man, but that kind of took a big chunk of wind out of the sails for Edge of Eternities.
By a lot. Now, part of me thinks that that Wizards' hands are kind of tied a little bit, because the timing of it all really was unfortunate with San Diego Comic-Con being the weekend before GenCon and before the release of Edge of Eternities.
Right.
So we got all of the Spider-Man welcome decks, which have really shitty standard legal or standard not legal like legends and stuff in them, and unique cards to the Spider-Man welcome decks. We're not going to talk about the welcome decks really too much.
No.
The cards are like fine. The legends kind of suck, but they're also starter decks, and that's kind of the point. So they're not supposed to be super powerful. They're supposed to get people into the game.
But wait, I can't help but notice you just said starter deck.
Sorry, welcome deck.
Welcome deck. A welcome deck.
A welcome deck.
Not a commander deck?
No, there are no commander decks for Spider-Man. None whatsoever. So this was learned from Hasbro's most recent earnings call. This is a quote from Hasbro CEO Chris Cox, a.k.a. Christopher Penis, as I like to call him. Quote, "I think the important thing to note on Spider-Man is it's a little bit of a different complexion of a set in terms of what's incorporated into it. Final Fantasy and Lord of the Rings had commander decks, which usually constitute a fairly huge hunk of a set's total volume. Spider-Man will be standard-only cards. There won't be any kind of pre-con decks, so that will make it a bit smaller."
In other words, we don't need any more pictures of Spider-Man.
Yeah, we don't need any more pictures of Spider-Man. Spider-Man commander decks felt like the biggest slam dunk obvious thing.
Yeah. That does seem like just a super easy alley-oop.
And because of that, I'm reading into this in the same kind of way that Saffron Olive from MTG Goldfish, he made a post on Twitter, and I want to quote him here. Quote, "The only reason it makes sense is if they couldn't get the rights for some reason. I think there is some weird thing in the contract for this set, and it might be like this for the other Marvel sets, where
it would make sense.
For whatever reason, they're not able to make commander precons. What that reason might be, I'm not entirely sure. I personally think that it has a little bit to do with the fact that this set is not going to be on Arenas, and that Arenas is going to have its own unique art, unique names for their equivalents in the Spider-Man set. We're getting dupes of everything that are Arena exclusive because they didn't get the rights to have it on Arena digitally. Or, I guess, Magic Online. So I think part of it has to do with that weird contract they have going on.
Yeah, I was going to point that out. It's a whole reason we had, like, the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans, and then the Amazing Spider-Man, and then the Tom Holland Spider-Man, and Venom, and Kraven the Hunter, and it's Morbin time, you know. So Sony's a little weird with their contract.
Licensing.
Sony and Disney together.
Yeah. So Okay, so first off, what do you make overall of the obvious like slam dunk opportunity that they're simply not taking? And do you think it has something, if there's some other weird reason for this, or do you think that it might just be as simple as they're actually fulfilling on their promise of we're reducing the number of precons that we release every year?
I think it's probably a little bit of reducing the number of precons. I think, like, kind of what he said does make sense, where it's, you gotta think, if you're designing a whole set of Spider-Man, and let's say a commander deck, and out of the 100 cards, let's say, just conservatively 10 would be unique to Spider-Man Commander Precon. That's 10 extra cards, and if you do just 2 decks, that's 20 extra cards to the set. Not to mention all the art that you have to pull or get the licensing for to make the in-universe Magic cards look like Spider-Man cards. So, I mean, I could kind of see that. I think it's a really good thing, though, for Commander deck channels, because this will give them a really good opportunity to, like, jump on the fact that there isn't precons, so people that want to play Spider-Man Commander decks will have to go to these channels and check out their stuff.
Absolutely. It's tough because this Spider-Man is an obvious endpoint to Magic for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. The fact that they made welcome decks is, I think, indicative of that. And I wouldn't be surprised if these Spider-Man welcome decks are just like the normal welcome decks for a while to come.
Yeah. Well, it would make sense because they know Spider-Man's such a big IP that's probably going to have a really huge draw for even people who aren't super into Magic. So having something called a welcome deck will probably help people get into the format. And I would probably venture to say that we'll be seeing like some welcome deck upgrades into Commander decks that way, because again, no matter how you want to slice it, no matter how much some people might complain, Commander is the flagship of Magic currently.
So each welcome deck comes with 2 legendary creatures in them that you can choose to build around. Some of them are a bit strange. A lot of them kind of suck. I'm looking at Grendel's Spawn of Null. 3 and a black, legendary creature, symbiote dragon villain. It's a 3/3 with flying and death touch. That's all.
Yeah.
Like, they suck.
I mean, they're welcome decks. They couldn't drop bombs in there.
Exactly. So I think it'll be interesting to see people trying to take those and spin them into Commander, because Commander is the most popular format. Mm-hmm. By a lot.
Yeah, by a wide margin.
So not having these precons is leaving a very big hole in the new player path.
Yeah.
That they're trying to build through Spider-Man, which they should try to build through Spider-Man.
But, you know, I think that we'll see them double down on the Commander decks come Avatar, because I feel that Avatar is like, don't get me wrong, like, Spider-Man's cool, and there's going to be a lot of people that get into Magic because of Spider-Man, but I think if you're trying to cast the widest net possible, I feel that Avatar is probably a pretty good way to go. I feel like it's always kind of in the back of most people's minds. You know, the argument between the Legend of Korra and the original, and people having their own takes on the different avatars. And there's another movie coming out at some point, so that'll capture. I think they're going to bank on that to pull in younger players. Mm-hmm.
I have a prediction about Avatar's Commander decks. Okay. Turk here had 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We had 2 in Ether Drift. We had 4 for Final Fantasy. We have 0 for Spider-Man. 2 for Edge of Eternities. I think Avatar is going to be another 5 Commander deck set.
It only makes sense.
And I don't necessarily know if this is a good idea, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were all monocolor.
Okay.
And you had Aang, Katara, Toph, Zuko, and Firelord Ozai for white, blue, green, red, black.
Yeah, I could easily see that. But here, let me also raise you another one. 2 color commanders, possibly 3 different avatars. Because let's not forget that the avatars do come from a unique nation.
That's true.
Before they're the avatar. So we could see maybe Kyoshi, Roku.
I think monocolor is like pie in the sky, not really something that's going to happen.
No,
but I do think they're going to stick to that core cast. Maybe an avatars deck featuring a lot of the past avatars. Maybe that's the one that Aang is head of. Mm-hmm. But I think it's going. In all honesty, it probably will just be 4, and it'll be Air Nation, Water Nation, Earth Nation, Fire Nation.
Yeah.
Would be my guess, but...
The elements used to live in harmony.
Yeah. Everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
When the Fire Nation attacked.
Yeah. Suddenly
but not only did the Fire Nation attack, we got to jump back to Spider-Man real quick, because speaking of earthbending, there was a certain stone you were itching to talk about.
King of the segues, my man.
I know. That's what I do.
Call me a mall cop the way I'm trying to segue on up to this topic. Paul Blart over here. I'm sorry to backtrack. We saw, again, heat, death, suffocation of Magic the Gathering. Mm-hmm. One of the promos they're handing out at San Diego Comic-Con is for the fucking Avatar set. That comes out in November.
I want to see them keep this same energy next year for the actual in-universe Magic sets.
So Lorwyn, that comes out at the end of January, you know when we're going to start seeing shit for that? In the new year. We're not going to see dick for Lorwyn until after the holidays.
Yeah, they're like, no, Avatar gets to have its own thing. Lorwyn, you stay over there.
We're not getting shit from these guys. But
unless they push back Lorwyn for another Universes Beyond, in which case they'll be like, all right, Universes Beyond,
I've already done that once.
We can show you about. We can start showing you off at Christmas. Get everyone excited.
We're gonna. Ooh, okay. So we're getting sidetracked.
Yeah.
The promo at San Diego Comic-Con, doubling the triggers on allies. So allies are a creature type that are coming back, which apparently allies are a thing in Avatar now.
Sure. Why not?
What
would you call these things that people that Aang befriends? You can't call them friends.
No. You can. They don't have to have a creature type.
We have heroes and we have villains. There will not be friends as a type in this game.
There doesn't need to be a friends type. They could just be friends in the lore, which, by the way, we don't have any. For any of these Universes Beyond set.
They're like, the Universe Beyond is the lore. You guys know the lore. We didn't have to pay our lore writer.
Yeah, right. Honestly, probably. All right. As you were so kindly segueing for me that I rudely backtracked it from.
You just batted that right away.
Pah. Like, no, I had a thought.
Hold on a second. We'll get back to it.
Literally in the middle of the Edge of Eternities release weekend, we get a preview of a very, very big, important card for Spider-Man. And it has nothing to do with Spider-Man. It's the Soul Stone. With 2 alternate arts. One, a frankly beautiful textless version. And the other, showing Thanos in the Infinity Gauntlet with the single Soul Stone in the knuckle. Soul Stone is a 2-mana legendary artifact, 1 and a black, with indestructible, and tap, add a black mana. That's totally all and nothing else. Oh,
That's
wait,
all it
no.
needs.
Oh, wait, no. It also has 6 and a black, tap, exile a creature you control, and harness the Soul Stone. Once harnessed, it gains its Infinity ability of, at the beginning of your upkeep, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield.
Is it harnessed forever?
Once it's harnessed, it's harnessed. It just has that. It just
And it's
has
indestructible.
That. And it's indestructible.
That's going to be a pickle to get rid of.
So everyone start sleeving up your Cast Into the Fires. Start
Farewells.
sleeving up your suplexes. Okay? Spot removal for what is going to be a cycle of 6 indestructible 2-mana rocks with broken, back-breaking, high mana cost investment abilities.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because all of that wrapped up into a 2-mana indestructible mana rock is intense.
You know what I wonder, though? About the art going forward? Like, because I really like the textless, the Infinity Gauntlet art.
Yeah.
But that makes me wonder, is each stone going to get its own little individual one, or are we going to see it, like, adding as it goes? Because I feel that would be kind of weird if you just have, like, multiple pictures of Thanos holding up gauntlets, but each time a different stone's missing.
I think it's going to be one stone, but I don't think it's going to be the same pose art. I think the whole point with that pose is that the Soul Stone's covering his eye, so it looks like his eye, like eyes are the window to the soul, that kind of thing.
Yeah, one he'll probably be given the middle finger.
And that'll be the Power Stone.
Yeah. If you harness this, triple target creature's power, you know.
The red, whichever one the red one is going to suck.
It's going to be the worst. The worst.
Okay, so the Time Stone's obviously going to be the blue one, I think. Mm-hmm. And the color of the stones, not at all going to be associated with the color of the card.
Will not matter.
I think the white one, the red one will probably be the Reality Stone.
Probably.
I think the green one's going to be the Power Stone.
Yep, makes sense.
Ooh, the blue one might be the Mind Stone, though. Maybe the Time Stone's colorless. One of them has to be colorless. I don't think we're going to be doubling up on colors.
No.
Regardless, what I think is most interesting about this is what it says about the Marvel sets we're going to get going forward.
Or are we going to get them all in Spider-Man?
We're not getting them all in Spider-Man. No shot. I'm pretty sure. I think they even said as much, that we're not going to get them all in Spider-Man. Someone did. I might be making that up.
I mean, are you really going to space it out that much? How many Marvel sets are we getting?
That is the question, okay? Because we've theorized on previous episodes of this, the Duels and Mandorks podcast, that I never introduced at the top of the show, because I don't ever do that, apparently. We've theorized X-Men, slam dunk opportunity, probably going to be an X-Men set. We had X-Men in the Secret Lair. Mm-hmm. Leads me to believe that. An Avengers one ultimately is going to be happening. Iron Man, Black Panther, Captain America.
We've
Secret
already
Lair.
seen Thanos.
We've already seen Thanos now. So Avengers is going to be a slam dunk culmination, okay? How many sets we get between Spider-Man and Avengers? Love the Man of Iron himself. How many sets we get in the Marvel Universe between Spider-Man and the Avengers set, I think, is up for a bit more of a debate now.
Yeah.
Because if the Soul Stone's the one we get for Spider-Man, is that implying we have 5 other Marvel sets? I think that's going to be a bit much.
Yeah.
Are we going to get 2 from Spider-Man, and then 2 from X-Men, and then 2 from, like, fucking Fantastic Four? Guardians of the I could see a Guardians of the Galaxy set. A bunch of aliens and shit.
Because I just got that. That's called Edge of Eternities.
Exactly. We already have a George. Okay? That's a Seinfeld reference. I think one of 2 things is going to happen. We're going to get a second Infinity Stone in the Spider-Man set, and it's going to be 2 Avengers. Or one of these sets is going to have like 3 of them.
Yeah.
Or the Avengers set is going to have a couple with it as well. I don't know. But all of this to say, wouldn't it be so helpful if they had, like, I don't know, a Magic tie-in comic or story to tie the thread that they're setting for all of these Marvel Universes Beyonds? Maybe like a 4-issue comic run, just a short run, where the first issue comes with this set, and then the second issue comes with this set, and the third, and the last one. And who knows? It's a multiverse. Maybe fucking Liliana shows up. Who knows? Maybe Jace is fucking around, you know, trying to get laid.
Actually,
like,
it's just the Planeswalkers, but now they've been bitten by a radioactive spider. So this is the What If universe where the Planeswalkers are also Spider-Man. My name is Jace Bellerin, and I'm Spider-Man.
Universe fucking 42069.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That sounds miserable. That sounds actually awful.
But I have a genuine question about that. What's one thing that people have been using to describe Marvel in general as of late? Not just the cards, the whole franchise.
Boring.
Marvel fatigue.
Fatigue. Yeah.
So do we think that people are getting tired of seeing superheroes, more specifically Marvel superheroes? Have we reached that point?
No. And I'm saying this because DC with the Superman movie is having a renaissance, is like on the upswing.
But DC deserves it. DC didn't get its time in the sun like Marvel did.
Yeah, they tried to rush it though. It was their own fault.
Yeah.
But you know, we don't need to open up those old wounds. I know.
I can't help it.
I know.
I'm a
It's
DC
okay.
fanboy at heart.
I know. It's okay. It's okay. You're wrong. It's okay. Sorry, I just found a new article that I'm absolutely bringing up and springing this on you right after this conversation. I'll put it in the thing. But this like popped onto my feed. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Anyway, I put it under the Soulstone. So I've lost my train. So superhero fatigue, Marvel fatigue.
Yeah.
The Marvel fatigue came from the shows and the rate at which they were releasing everything, which once they got out WandaVision. So they hit pandemic times. Everything kind of stopped. Black Widow was direct to Disney Plus, and then there was a little bit of a wait. People were like jonesing for more because we just finished the Infinity Saga. We got WandaVision. Got Falcon and the Winter Soldier. You get more, you get more, you get more, you get more. And then you're getting things like Eternals and She-Hulk and fucking The Marvels and Miss Marvel and shit. And, oh, we're going to have an Echo series. Oh, we're going to do all this shit that people don't care about or aren't really executed all that well.
Mm-hmm.
And people are like, I'm good. And they back up. And Marvel's like, yeah, we're releasing too much stuff. We're sorry. Then you hit Loki Season 2. You hit Thunderbolts. You now hit Fantastic Four, all of which seem to be on the upswing.
Okay.
Whether or not this culminates in something actually good, I think we're through the fatigue era and we're into the maybe they're ready for a second chance era.
Okay.
Personally. Also, Spider-Man's timeless. It's not going anywhere.
That's true. That is 100% true.
So, do you have anything else you want to say about Spider-Man and the fatigue of too much stuff?
No.
Okay.
All I have is, to quote Willem Dafoe, you know, eventually they will hate you. Why bother?
That is true.
They love to see a hero fail, fall, die trying.
They do. God,
But I'm interested in this article you just sent.
So let's get into this. We brought up on the previous episode of the Duels and Dorks podcast, which comes out every other week on free feeds. You can get us on early and ad-free on patreon.com/dungeonbros for $5 a month.
And you get a shout-out.
And you get a shout-out at the end of the show at the $15 a month tier. Anyway, we talked about in the last earnings call how they had a new initiative to bring more women into Magic the Gathering, which, sure, totally fair. And how they want to bring in romantasy and K-pop to do so. Yeah. Seemingly, from the outside looking in, possibly going to a, I don't know, soon-to-be retirement age white male executive saying, how do we bring women into Magic? And then it's like, K-pop and romantasy books,
We've
obviously.
assembled all the greatest minds in the world to solve this issue.
In this boardroom. White old men. They know what women want in a card game.
Exactly.
Fucking crazy. So that
My teen
that was
daughter
crazy.
said something about K-pop. I don't even know what that is. Is it a soda?
Absolutely. So. We bring this up well before other people start talking about it, I might add, on the last episode of the podcast.
Get cutting edge news only here.
Oh, God. Who did this survey? Okay. This article is from boundingintocomics.com for whatever that's worth.
Bounding into comics.
So I'm just gonna read verbatim here because I think this is hilarious.
Okay.
Despite its coming to popular attention thanks to its sharing by the anime news-centric Twitter account Anime Updates, the survey in question, this is a survey of least attractive hobbies to women. Mm-hmm. The survey in question is about a year old, having been conducted in the summer of 2024 by the website Date Psychology, which rather than any sort of accredited research or news outlet is actually a now seemingly defunct independent blog run solely by one individual, a purported behavioral and cognitive neuroscience graduate student at an unidentified university only known by his first name of Alexander. In seeking to collect the relevant data, Alexander divided respondents among male and female gender lines and presented each of them with a forced choice survey of 74 male hobbies, with women being invited to choose if that hobby was, quote, unattractive for a man to do or, quote, attractive for a man to do. The men, conversely, asked to indicate if they thought women believed a given hobby was unattractive. In a line chart presenting the top 15 least attractive hobbies to women, top 33.6% as rated attractive. Comic books.
Okay.
Cosplay, debating, drinking, and then at 28.5% of respondents to this survey, Magic the Gathering.
And this is unattractive hobbies.
28.5% responded it as attractive. They were given the choice attractive, unattractive.
Okay.
A little over a quarter said attractive, which implies over 70% of them said unattractive.
Gotcha.
Now, a good way to understand the most unattractive hobbies to women, they look mostly like a collection of vices, niche nerd hobbies, and antisocial behavior. That is the argue from Alexander. Unattractiveness of male nerd hobbies. The highest unattractive, Funko Pops. Honestly fair.
Yeah.
Honestly fair. Second most unattractive, crypto.
Yeah, that's
You have me in the first half. You have me in the first half. Then, number 3, anime. Number 4, Magic the Gathering, with 71.5% saying unattractive to play Magic the Gathering.
you know,
Further down the list, 52% saying Dungeons and Dragons. Only slightly more attractive than Dungeons and Dragons is stamp collecting.
How is that more attractive? What are we talking about? You're telling me I got pretty dice, and instead you're like, yeah, those dice are cool and all, but do you have any pretty stamps? What are we doing here?
Slightly more attractive than Magic the Gathering is cosplay. More attractive than cosplay is comic books, then video games, wargaming, arcade games, magic tricks, D&D stamps.
Wargaming?
Yeah.
Are you saying like Warhammer 40K?
Yes, Warhammer 40K. More attractive than Magic the Gathering.
What a world. What a world.
Stamps at about 50, a little over 50% said was unattractive. Building models, only 32% said unattractive. 20% more attractive than stamps in D&D is building models, apparently. But not wargaming.
Oh,
so it's
okay,
attractive.
so let me build Gundams.
So
and,
it's attractive to make the Warhammer army, but to play it,
yeah,
I don't know about that. And then with a 98.2% attractiveness rating.
All right, let's hear it.
Reading.
Like something you would have to do to play Magic the Gathering, like
but if it's a fucking comic book, 33.6%.
Reading comics unattractive, reading Magic cards unattractive, reading in general attractive.
On its face, the claim that over 65% of women are all of a sudden romantically put off by men engaging in nerdy hobbies is understandably quite worrying. This is another quote. Particularly as it would mean that the recent gains made in mainstream understanding towards things like video games, comic books, were nothing more than a marketing narrative pushed by corporations at the expense of the ever-worsening worldwide relationship recession.
So somebody hurt this guy.
Someone hurt this dude.
Somebody hurt
Holy
this guy.
shit.
Whatever girl was out there with her nerdy hobbies, playing Magic the Gathering and reading comics and everything, and hurt this man. How dare you, Alexander Hamilton?
So obviously the study is like a fucking joke, but
yeah,
it popped up and I had to bring it up.
No musical theater mentioned?
No. At least not in the charts.
Everyone knows that's an attractive hobby.
I mean, you see how women love a musical theater.
Except, that's what I'm saying.
Just saying. Just putting that out there. Anyway, that's all we got on this, the Lord's 98th episode of the Duels of Mana Dorks podcast. We are dangerously close. Dangerously close to the big 100, which is unheard of.
And I'm contractually obligated that if I make it to episode 100, I am the new co-host.
Are you not already?
Yeah, it's just that's the official one.
Oh, okay. So is it when we get to the milestone number of episode 100, or is it 100 episodes?
No, it's just the milestone.
Oh, okay. So
that's how we'll commemorate it.
So you're cutting in line.
Yeah. We'll put a little topper on it like that.
Okay, that's fine.
It'll be titled Episode 100. New co-host.
New co-host who's been here for
the
dozen and a half episodes.
Exactly. Look, you gotta clickbait sometimes.
That is true. God, when did you come in? It was this year.
It was this year, but I've been doing
You've been doing the reviews with us for a while.
Yeah, the reviews for a while. The supplement episodes.
The bonus actions.
Mana Dorks podcast.
Bonus action, a Duels of Mana Dorks supplement podcast, which you can get whenever we make one.
Mm-hmm. Usually coincides with the set. We
do occasional ones that don't coincide with sets as well. Our edging review, for example, came out last week. Edge of Eternities.
Brilliant thumbnail, by the way.
Thank you. Did you notice the glaring, obvious misspelling that I left in there on purpose?
Yes.
Thank you. I was hoping to maybe like avoid the I didn't write edging.
Exactly. I thought it was just engagement bait. I thought you were just like, this is gonna make someone.
Listen, a little bit of rage baiting never hurt nobody. Okay.
No,
I'm not trying to.
A little bit of edging to rage bait never hurt something.
A little bit of edging never hurt anybody. A little bit of edging never hurt anybody. Not once. Not a single time.
No.
But of course, the Duels and Mandors podcast every other week. You can catch us for all your free feeds. Apple, Google Podcasts still don't exist. Spotify, YouTube Music, favorite podcast service around the globe. Every other week on Mondays. You can get early ad-free access the week before by going to the Patreon, supporting at the $5 a month tier or higher. $15 a month. Get your name read at the end of the show, like Brandon Vole does. The most O of G's.
Brandon Vole.
Brandon Vole. And if you join the Patreon, there is a free tier as well. You join there, you get access to the Patreon feed where you can submit questions, comments, concerns, have them read on the show, all that kind of jazz. I need to start remembering to make sure to post those question threads on the Patreon.
Yeah.
I'm not great about that. That's on me. But yes, that is all the time we have for the 98th, not the 89th, Jesus, the 98th episode.
We're going back in time
of the Duels and Dorks podcast. No bonus action. Taking a little bit of a break after convention time. It'll be nice, but we'll be back at it because I'm sure there's going to be a fucking 120 Spider-Man cards shown between now and then, and some kind of stupid controversy.
What are you talking about? Spider-Man's old news. We're
they're
already on to Avatar.
Exactly. They're gonna announce the They're gonna bump Lorwyn for the What are the fucking something of this and that fucking romantasy books that are like huge right now?
The Crown of Thorns or something like that.
Yeah, the something of something and something. They're all
a Court of Thorns.
A Court of Thorns is one of them. But most of them are like an adjective of noun and noun. You know?
It's like the announcer from Soul Calibur before you would play on an arena.
Yeah. Oh my god. Romantasy book series. What is the big one? Oh, come on. I don't give a shit about any of that. What's the big one? Come on. Throne of Glass. Is that the one? Throne of Glass? I think that's the one I'm thinking about.
That might be the one you're thinking of. That's not the... Hold on, I got you.
A Court of Thorn and Roses. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. See,
I
was all over it.
Oh my god. Hold on. Okay. Sarah J. Maas books. Okay. There's so many of them that have copied this titling template. Okay. A Court of Thorn and Roses. A Court of Mist and Fury. A Crown of Midnight and Fire. Heir of Fire and Water.
Yeah.
Queen of Shadow and Storms. A Kingdom of Ash and Dawn. Like, a House of Sky and Breath.
It seems like George R.R. Martin needs to take some notes so he can start cranking out his books.
Right? There's one that's just Catwoman, but not that Catwoman.
Yeah, just different Catwoman.
I
wonder if it has anything to do with the Fae.
I don't know.
Because they do a lot of court stuff.
I don't know. I don't want to know. Lorwyn's going to get bumped for it, probably.
That's the next D&D campaign. It's going to take place in the Court of Rose and Thorn.
Something of this and that.
Yeah.
That's what they all are.
A something of this and that.
That's what all the fucking books are. A something of this and that. It's like, I don't know. Anyway. That is all the time we have for this, the Lord's 98th episode of the Duels and Dorks podcast. We will be here again in 2 weeks, every other week when this podcast goes live. Check out the Patreon. Check out the YouTube and all the socials for the Dungeon Bros. Made a bunch of shorts about GenCon. show you some of the pack openings. I'm going to be making a lot of videos of the prize packs that I opened, showed some of the cool hits that you guys sneak peek of earlier in this podcast. With all that being said, we love you very much, and as always,
Aloha. It means hello and goodbye.
it does. Ooh, it does. It